Hey everybody.
Welcome to AVADirect's live stream.
Here on Friday of 1/18/2019.
Oh.
Wow. What a week last week, man. 27 meetings in 4 days with the Commander-in-Chief, Mr. Alex Sonis. And I want to say, like, I'm glad to be back, but I feel like there's more work ahead of us.
So
like,
where were you last week?
Yes. Well, I was in Las Vegas.
Doing what?
Well, I went on that big
YMCA thing? Yeah.
The big Ferris wheel where every single portion of it is a bar. And that's actually all we did for 4 days. We didn't actually meet anybody. I just sent emails to everybody we were supposed to meet with, and then had a conversation with them over email, and then deleted all the emails while Alex just served drinks to everybody. It's a ruse. Never actually happened. No, in all seriousness, we were probably at every single hotel that Las Vegas has to offer, because what happens is our partners and major manufacturers, they will either rent booth space if they're trying to demo like a small amount of products at the exhibit halls. And that's as it relates to like PC hardware and such.
Yeah.
But more predominantly what they will do is they will rent suites, like presidential suites in hotels. And some of them will even rent multiple amongst like 2 floors because they have so much product. Like Asus, they were on like the 35th floor and the 36th floor, I think. And yeah, we went down and we saw like everything that was open to the media and everything. And then they took us up to the 2nd floor, which was just like the partner floor to show you things that they are not releasing yet.
The champagne room.
Basically. It was really nice. When you walk into the Asus suite, they have like tables of like refreshments and food. And they had sushi at one point, which is pretty badass.
That's pretty fancy.
It was pretty cool. So we met with a lot of our partners. We have a lot of really exciting things lined up for 2019, and you are just going to have to follow along to see what happens. No spoilers here. Sorry. But we'll move on to our first topic of the live stream, which is that Jensen from Nvidia has stated that their GTX 10 series cards are almost completely sold out. I'm sure they are ridiculously excited about that, considering, what mining did to them last year.
Yeah.
And what was it, like the return of 350,000 cards from a major manufacturer or a major system integrator to Nvidia?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, too, is we were talking about it a couple weeks ago where Nvidia had the potential, they were getting hit with a class action lawsuit due to by their stockholders or shareholders because they were having issues offloading that 10 series stock. So this is, I think that's part of why Jensen came out and said this was, hey, don't sue us, we're good. We actually, we offloaded the stock that we said we could, because for a couple months there, it was looking like they were making claims that they couldn't back up. Well,
I think it was more damage control than anything, so I agree. But I also kind of, in my personal opinion, I feel like this may have been a calculated move by Nvidia. Not that I think that they were going to anticipate that the RTX cards weren't going to be as highly reviewed, but I think they knew enough about, hey, this is the first product that offers ray tracing. The adoption rate for something like this is going to be fairly low. The performance, I don't think, is going to be enough to justify the price. So at least we'll sell some 10 series cards in the process. And that's exactly what they did. But they didn't just sell some, they sold all of them. So goal met. And if it was a calculated business move, my hat is actually off to Nvidia because it's brilliant.
Yeah, and it would make a lot of sense.
Strategy, it's brilliant.
And if you think about it too, the even though that is not, it's not always the case. Every consumers in their head have the idea of when a replacement comes out, or when a second generation comes out, the previous generation gets cheaper. So people were kind of in that mentality just naturally. So I think that that helped play into it. Once the 20 series came out, even though realistically, right at launch, the 10 series cards weren't any cheaper than they were, 2 months before that.
Right.
People got it in their heads that they would be, and they sold better. I think that was probably at least a little bit of a factor.
Sure. And now, what do you think this is going to mean for AMD?
I don't think this is going to matter a whole lot to AMD. The only way I would see this mattering that much is in the mid-range cards once the Radeon 7 comes out next month.
Sure.
If they come out with a mid-range card that can compete, because NVIDIA's mid-range market right now is not great. No. They don't really have a whole lot of offerings. I think that could open up for AMD, but as of right now, I don't think it's going to do anything.
They are aiming to change that. with their cards. Zach actually said something really interesting yesterday when I was talking to him about, the discussion on the new release of their graphics card around CES.
Yeah.
And he felt like that the industry was kind of hoping that they would start to do the same thing with graphics cards like they did with Ryzen. Like, oh, wow, you actually have a card or a CPU that can compete with Intel, and it has tangible performance. So I think everybody's been waiting for AMD to do that, and I think this is the right step in the absolute direction they need to go in with their graphics cards. I just want to see, this is just one card. Let's see what happens with the rest of the cards they come out with. Because a lot like their previous series cards, they would have like the 4870, the 4850, the 5870, the 5850. The 50 series cards were actually the biggest value. Like the 5870, you got a decent like increase in performance, but the price point was kind of partially adjustable or justifiable in my opinion. But the 50 series cards, like they sold a hell of a lot of those cards, the mid-range cards. That's kind of where AMD just steals market share away from Nvidia all day when it comes to that. So I'm hoping to see that happen with their new cards because A, we need the competition. But that could all change with NVIDIA's 11 series cards that are rumored to be released.
Yeah, I think this is a window for AMD. Whether or not they're able to take advantage of it that's kind of what we're waiting on seeing.
I think they will.
I hope they do. I really
think
do.
They'll get to it. And I think the 11 series cards are going to have a much higher purchasing rate than the RTX. Because my guess is that NVIDIA is going to come out with RTX-based cards without ray tracing and call them GTX and do the 11 series moniker and call it a day.
Or Turing-based cards, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I'm looking for. And that's what I think NVIDIA is going to do. And it would be the smart thing to do because everybody's been, even though the 10 series cards really are not that old in retrospect, they're not.
And the 10 series cards age, I don't want to say they age slower now than they did like 5 years ago.
Right.
But a card will last longer in a system now, in 2019, longer than it would in 2009.
Right.
I mean, you get 3 years of top performance out of a high-end card. Meanwhile, that wasn't the case, Crisis 1 era.
Crisis 1. Man, I was shocked back in the day when my FX series processor was able to play Crisis. I think I had like a 9600 GTS at the time, and I was able to play Crisis on medium settings, and my brother was like, how can you do that?
Yeah, that's actually...
Like, why? How? I mean, granted, it had no physics enabled on it.
Yeah,
so I would just I would just throw people through houses, and then they would just collapse without any debris. But, like, what did I care? It was the first kind of game of its kind, and it ran okay, and it played okay. And that's an entirely separate topic of the time that I bought a 9800 GTX to play Crisis, beat it, and then coincidentally I ended up having to return it.
The card or the game?
The card.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I bought a 9800 GTX. I just impulse bought it, and my brother was like, I hope you can pay bills. I'm like, it's fine. And then, like, end of the month came, and I'm like, I can't pay bills. So I returned the card to the retailer that I bought it from. It was fun while it lasted, though. I ended up replaying Crisis on an MSI notebook that had a 9600 GT in it, and it ran just fine.
Now that you mention it, I think the first notebook I used here had a 9600.
It was the same MSI notebook, man.
Was it?
The exact same one. Don't you remember me telling you? I'm like, hey, so we bought all of these notebooks.
Oh, the MS-1722s.
Yeah, we bought all these notebooks in-house because, like, a vendor was letting them go super cheap. And so at the time, a coworker approached me and was like, hey, I don't know if this is real or not, but they're selling these super cheap. We're going to buy them all. Do you want one? Because, we'll sell you one. I was like, yeah, sure. Being the cool place that AVADirect is, they gave me a super heavy discount on all the components that I needed to outfit the notebook that I just couldn't pass on. And I used that notebook for years as like my sole gaming source.
Dude, that's the problem with those notebooks is they were so hardy that we kept using them for years.
Why won't you die?
Oh, they would not die.
Why would you die?
Well, this one's not starting. Just replace the battery. Well, some of them are still running. Most of them we put in a warehouse in the corner, and hopefully they will be forgotten about forever.
We should have used them as like bathroom PCs. Like they would just run like a display in a stall that you could watch Netflix on while you're, doing your thing. Why not? Just because we can.
Yeah, we could.
Just because we can. Or like put them in like the lobby or the front hall or something. I don't know. So we need to talk about the next topic here, and I have somewhat of a problem with it because it is surrounding PCI Express 5.0, right?
It is. So,
Why?
So, to to bring this up, so PCI 5 is on the way. Now, if that sounds odd to you, it's because last week AMD announced that their Ryzen 3 CPUs would be the first chips that would handle PCIe 4. So what's going on here and kind of why this matters? The PCIe standard was, by design, back PCIe 1 era, supposed to be refreshed every 2 years.
Right.
As evidenced by the fact that PCIe 3 was the prevalent connection for, what, 7? That didn't happen.
No.
So effectively what happens is you have a standards organization called PCI SIG, and they're the ones that make the standards, and then once they have those standards defined, they provide them to your companies like Intel, AMD, Asus, Gigabyte, all that kind of fun stuff.
Right.
So effectively what's going on now is they're trying to get back on that 2-year cycle. So they came out, they had the 4 standard done like a year and a half ago or something like that, and it's just starting to come out now.
Right.
So right now what they're working on is by end of Q1 2019, they want to have what the PCIe 5 standard will be, and they want to provide that to manufacturers so that by the end of the year we can start to see some components.
Yeah, well, see, the thing about it is I don't understand why they're even going with 5.0 when 4.0 hasn't even been saturated fully. It's like, I know this is not even just in relation to GPUs, but it's also can follow suit into storage devices and such as well as a standard. This goes back to the trend that the PC industry has followed ever since IDE, where you come out with a new interface that's got much bigger bandwidth, but you haven't even fully saturated the bandwidth that's available to you. But it's okay, more bandwidth. It's like a limitation. It's instead of keeping up with demand, you're trying to bring the demand by providing more bandwidth. You know what I mean? As far as data transfer goes. And it's just, I don't know why it irks me so much, but it does.
Well, and the other thing that I found kind of interesting is a lot of the people that are out there trying, or that have seen this and are talking about it, have pointed out that there's a really good possibility that we'll see PCI 4 and 5 coexist for an extended period of time. So the article, one of the articles I read on it, they pointed out that it would not be crazy to think, you know, a year from now, 2 years from now, your high-end desktop motherboards have PCIe 5, but your gaming only has 4 because you only need PCIe 4 for your graphics card. The only time 5 would come in handy is if you need like some of those crazy PCIe SSDs that are coming out.
Give me a way to connect 2 graphics cards in a single interface and use PCI Express 5.0.
That'd be cool.
Right?
That'd be really cool.
That kind of makes sense a little bit, maybe. Especially like if you've ever seen the benchmarks when people compare PCI Express 16, 8, and 4 on a PCI Express 16 bus, and they're like, how much of a difference does this make to graphics card performance? Barely anything.
Yeah, it's like 3%.
It's then from 16 to 8, it's like less than 1%.
Yeah.
And it's like, I never stopped caring more about memory speeds for gaming until I did a bunch of research on benchmarks way back in the day and saw that like back in the DDR3 days, 2400 megahertz memory as opposed to 1600 maybe gave you half of a fraction of a frame rate in gaming performance. And I was like, wow, that is definitely not worth it. I'm going to save my money and put it toward other things. So I kind of feel like it's in a similar situation, and they need, you know, unify. Just unify.
Well, I mean, there's also the distinct possibility, because PCIe 4 has been talked about for so long that we're not even going to see PCIe 5 devices for another 3 years. Like, that's a distinct possibility. You know what I mean? They may just be talking about it, and we don't see it until companies start to go, it's worth adopting. I don't think it'll be 3 years, but you get my point.
It's worth a damn.
We could see it be a while.
Really, is what it comes down to.
Yeah.
But we'll have to wait to see what kind of benchmarks come out before I can speak on that or even care to speak on it any further because, well, reasons.
Well, yeah, and we're not going to see any devices that actually use this tech for at least 6 months.
Watch it like happen next month. AMD's like, oh, by the way, we already have it here. Here's a motherboard by some no-name manufacturer. Foxconn made a board. Here you go. Yeah. Oh, hey, Foxconn, how's it going? How are your employees?
How are your nets?
Doing okay.
They bounced back.
Wow. Speaking of bouncing back, Steam has released their survey for PC hardware as of December 2018. And it's a lot of what you'd expect. There's one thing that struck me as odd. One thing, which I did not expect, and that is, I'm going to work backwards here based on my notes. The Oculus Rift is the most used headset, according to Steam reports, which that could be very biased.
That's so weird.
I mean, it could be biased, though, because HTC has Vive port, which is their interface.
But HTC is, I mean, they both use Steam VR.
They can, yeah.
So
it was, I don't know which one it was. I don't remember which headset that was not working with Steam originally, and then they patched it in. I want to say that it was the Oculus because Steam and HTC, you know, Vive, how's it going? But still, for a company that's got stake in a headset to where that's not the widely used headset, ouch. Professionally, I prefer the HTC Vive. It's easy to develop with. The setup is easily deployable, and the headset quality is a little bit better. For personal use, I'll use the Oculus just because it's lighter, for one, and the controllers feel a little bit better for the kinds of games I'm playing. But overall, I still think that the HTC Vive is a better headset.
And so it is, and this is what we were talking about a little bit last week. HTC has a new Vive Pro eye tracking unit coming out. Did you see anything about that?
Oh, I did, yeah.
Yeah, it's the Vive Pro with, I forget the company name, but they have eye tracking tech in it.
It's the same patent that we talked about, that one headset company that Alex and I saw their product when we went to Florida, and then Facebook patented the exact same technology.
Yeah, it's the, they're, I think, a Swedish firm.
Swedish.
Swedish.
Hey, M&M Smuggler.
Hello. Oh, and A-Dubs doesn't even have Viveport installed.
What kinds of M&Ms are you smuggling? Because there's like 15 now.
Do you want to know?
Yes, this is an important question. So what kind? They better not be like coconut. I don't care for coconut M&Ms. Peanut, peanut butter, dark chocolate in some situations. White chocolate's weird.
Pretzel M&Ms. What are you talking about?
Pretzel M&Ms are great, other than the fact that they're ridiculously confusing now because they use the same color packaging as the original crispy M&Ms. So when you go and pick them, don't even think about it because of the color coordination. You bite into it and you're like, this is not crispy! Just saying. All of them? Wow, you got some pretty deep pockets. A-Dubs answered it for you, though. Said the peanut ones. How do you know, A-Dubs? Do I want to know how you know? I kind of want to know.
No, you don't.
No, I really do.
No, I don't think you do.
Let's dive into this discussion a little bit more. I don't know her. I mean, I'm trying to ask questions to understand. Maybe Ghost. Okay.
So, do you think Oculus Rift is going to be the most popular next year?
I am the peanut in your M&M. That's a pretty good pickup line.
It's not bad.
I mean, Ghost would disagree. Yeah. You're not wrong, M&M Smuggler. You're not wrong. Anyways, so Steam's survey. Nvidia has the market there. No surprise. Who would have thought? And then, Mac users. This is interesting too. So, of all the Mac users that are using Steam's interface, it's all MacBook Pros.
Yeah.
Not like workstations, which would typically have more graphics card horsepower in them, but people that have notebooks, which I guess that makes sense because if you're using your notebook to work on the go, eventually you do hit situations where you're like, man, I got nothing to do. Like I'm at my hotel, and what am I going to do?
See, I think
Steam.
It also could be that a lot of the people that you have buying like the desktops Macs and the workstation Macs will actually, they're using it for like video production or they have a specific task. Whereas I feel like a majority of people that are buying MacBook Pros are like college students, people our age that are just like, oh, I need a new notebook and Apple's Apple. You know what I mean? I feel like it's almost the people that are buying them too.
Yeah. I don't know what I started in the Twitch chat, but I started a thing and I'm sorry. Please don't be mad at me. I just wanted to have a discussion. I was curious and I've released the hounds. Sorry. If I had more Asus hats, I'd give more away, but I gave the hat off my head to another person that needed it. Anyways, so that's about it. Oh, DirectX 12 usage.
Yeah, and so you have in here too that Intel has 80% of the chip market, which is a lot, but
a lot lower than it used to be.
Yeah,
a lot lower than it used to be.
It's kind of interesting that, I mean, we're seeing even in the Steam, because I feel like the Steam thing's like about a year behind or 6 months behind when you finally start to see that come through.
Right.
I'm curious to see if we're going to see the same trajectory for 2019.
I mean, we might. A-Dubs, I will send you a shirt if you PM us your address and your shirt size of preference.
And if you like blue or black.
Yeah, blue or black. Or maybe we'll make you a special pink one, if that's your thing. I don't know. You could ask nicely. Just saying. So this G-Sync and FreeSync fun, before looking at your notes, is this about the fact that NVIDIA is also supporting FreeSync now?
Partially. There's a couple things I want to talk about with this. One, we were talking about Jensen a little bit earlier. Did you catch what he was like throwing shade at AMD during CES right when they were doing their 7nm launch.
That's low.
Yeah, like,
That's so low. Like, don't stoop to a level that you don't need to go to, bro.
AMD's less than like 2 hours from their keynote, and he's like, it's not that impressive. It's like, man, let's be a little less transparent about, like, they're your competitor.
He really said that that's not that impressive.
Yeah, he was like, I'm not impressed. Like, we have ray tracing. They don't have ray tracing. Was essentially, which I get it. You're the CEO. You have to do your, but like
until AMD comes out with a graphics card that causes your PC to morph like a transformer and then also be like your personal robotic assistant, then you're like, you can keep the ray tracing.
Yeah,
I don't need it. This one's cleaning my toilets. I'm cleaning out my cat box.
But with the G-Sync FreeSync thing, essentially NVIDIA is opening up their panels or their GPUs to work with FreeSync panels or FreeSync monitors. Why this is nice is G-Sync as a standard causes monitors to go up in price by like, what, $100?
Wow.
On average, just for the licensing.
And the new G-Sync version is reported to increase that premium even more.
Yeah, so what's interesting though with this is while they are opening it up so that you can use FreeSync monitors and have that adaptive sync is what the general tech is called.
Yes.
You can use it. They have 4 different tiers of NVIDIA monitors now. Did you catch that part of it?
Like the tears that I cry at night?
No, even more.
Because of the G-Sync costs?
So now they have G-Sync Ultimate, which is what I think you were talking about. So it used to be called G-Sync HDR. It's kind of the fanciest G-Sync. Then you have your standard.
G-Sync.
Standard's the next step down. Below that, you have G-Sync Compatible, which is essentially FreeSync panels that have been verified. That list is super short. So you'll see on a lot of these articles, they're saying
Thanks, A-Dubs.
Only 12.
You the MVP.
Only 12 will work. But that's not the case. It's just those are the 12 that's been tested. It's like memory QVL lists. And then the 4th level is just everything else, which means you can try it, but you're on your own.
Wait, why am I getting this right?
Yes, you are.
HDMI is not supported. Why? Not even HDMI 2.1?
Just and the reason this was brought up is they're starting to come out with FreeSync TVs.
Yeah. And
that was why they pointed it out. It was if you have a FreeSync TV and an NVIDIA graphics card, because most TVs are HDMI, you're out of luck.
Well, the biggest problem with that is that current HDMI standards weren't able to support the bandwidth that G-Sync requires like DisplayPort can. However, that changes with HDMI 2.1, which there are already confirmed LG TVs that have those ports native. So maybe you can use an adapter.
And Regulos, yeah, he brings up a good point. HDMI is not supported right away, but they stated it may be coming soon. When it comes to these kind of things, and especially with NVIDIA kind of backing off a little bit in G-Sync, I'll believe it when I see it.
I want to say hello to the O. James and Regulos. Hey, guys. Or gals. Hello, people.
If each of you eat 1 lemon each with the skin on and swallow it, I will donate $50. Man, I don't want to say that we're employed.
I mean, I'll do it. Is there something I don't know about eating lemons with the skin on? Is it like really bad for you? Does it make you throw up immediately? Is it hard to pass through your body? Like, or is it just like really hard? Is it like the cinnamon challenge where you're like you can't do it?
I don't know.
I want to know.
Regulus, they had it working on HDMI at CES. That's something it's not across the board. It's certain ones. But yeah, I mean, hopefully, what's neat about this though is not only are they bringing in FreeSync, but apparently there's something called VESA Adaptive Sync. VESA is like the standard that for like mounting monitors on alternate arms. So I'm curious to see. It does seem like a lot of what they're doing is they're putting a decent amount of work into it. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see the HDMI, but I'm curious to see it.
So apparently, according to I had to Google whether you could actually eat lemon skin, and it contains a significant amount of nutrients. But in order for you to like your body to process those nutrients, you have to eat a lot of lemon peels. Is it good to eat the skin of a lemon? First of all, yes. It is safe to eat lemon peels. Okay, so what's the problem?
Well, no, like lemon zest, right? Isn't that the...
That's exactly what zest is. It's the peel.
It's just the peel.
That's like as Regulus said, you can use it as flavoring. That's the same thing.
I mean, just...
Eat the lemons! I mean, I could M&M smuggler, but we don't have lemons.
I mean, look, we would probably take you a little bit more seriously if you were named Lemon Smuggler. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Why don't you smuggle us some lemons and we'll eat them? Sound good? We got a deal? I know it's just... won't kill you, but it's not fun. Well, I mean, I like a challenge. So, let's give it a shot. which I might need a shot to save my life after I eat, lemons with the peels. How about what kind of compromise, A-Dubs? A-Dubs wants a compromise. It's also really chewy, according to Regulos.
I mean, like...
super chewy.
Why, though?
Brooks said that hashtag lemon challenge. I don't know what would come up if you Google that. I don't want to. No, we're not doing that today.
No.
Not happening. And A-Dubs, drink 2 bottles of lemon juice.
What?
The kind that you cook with, concentrated.
This whole sounds horrible.
Mm.
And Regulos, by the way, a lime would have been much worse. What are you talking about, man?
Should we do a lemon and lime challenge for
Yeah,
charity?
Are you saying lemons are easier to eat whole than limes? Like, they're both gonna suck.
Lemon lime challenge. The AVADirect lemon lime challenge.
We should probably stop talking about this because we're gonna have to do this crap. And
no, we're gonna do it. So you're gonna dress up as a lime and eat a lemon. I'm gonna dress up as a lemon and eat a lime, so we're not cannibals.
This is live. We can't edit that out. You're writing checks for us. Come on, man.
We're doing it live.
Come on.
We're doing it live. Alien Icon, it does sound horrible because it is horrible. I don't know why I just signed us up for this, but I did.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll tell you what. If anybody can get us...
Wait, hold on.
No, we need to put some of this in the viewers' hands. Somebody needs to, mail us lemons and limes. And you have to have your tag on the label.
You want to eat
If
something...
you do it, we're going to eat them.
You want to eat something that a stranger shipped us through the mail raw.
Yo! Raw? What do you cook a lemon? I don't eat cold lemons, bro. Put that in the pan.
Look,
Sear it with some butter.
What do you... And apparently, according to Regulos, limes react to your saliva differently. What the hell are you talking about?
Listen, we're going to eat these lemons and limes, and then we're going
Dude,
to pass out,
if I Google limes and saliva and
us.
nothing pops up, I'm going to be so pissed.
We're going to eat these lemons and limes, pass out, and wake up in a dirt hole getting bottles of lotion thrown at us. It's going to happen. Don't fight it.
All right, limes versus lemons. I can't believe... What do you make? What do you...
This is what happens when I'm gone a week. And then I come back. Uh-huh.
Okay, yeah, they have the same nutritional benefits, lowering calories. I'm going to call shenanigans.
What?
Call shenanigans on limes reacting differently than lemons to your saliva. I don't... What is this rabbit hole that we're down? See what I'm talking about here? Yeah, look. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, they both contained lemanoids.
Oh, gee. It's called a lemon, and they contain lemanoids. Never would have guessed. Wow.
What have I turned this into? What have I turned this podcast into? I'm sorry.
You should be, James, but welcome.
I don't know.
Welcome to the show. This is what you've done this.
At least we know we'll be free of scurvy.
This is true. Yep. Regulo said that he'll have a friend in Ohio drops them off. Okay. You on the lemon guy? Oh, they just brought us lemons. Day later. I'm the lime guy. All right, we're doing this. Ooh, we're gonna do something though. We're gonna figure out something we can do with these lemons and limes if we get them on the show that kind of plays into the viewers in such a way to where you guys can win some stuff. Because why not? Maybe we'll do a contest. If you eat your lemon and lime faster than I eat my lemon and lime, whoever say that you're gonna win or in favor of Team Sean, right? I'm just pulling this out of my butt.
Oh,
the idea, not the lemons and the limes.
I mean, that would be a neat trick,
saying.
though. It'd be fun at parties.
Take bets on how long it takes you guys to finish each.
We could.
That comes from Six Kitties, and it's probably going to take me. I'm the kind of person that rips a Band-Aid off. I don't draw it out, so I'm going to eat the hell out of these lemons and limes until they're consumed, and then probably regret it. I may have to run off set. I don't know. I don't get squeamish or sick easily.
Nah, bro.
In that regard.
You will stay on camera the whole time. We'll just have puke buckets.
I'll just sit there and my face will get red and I'll stop talking.
Yeah.
Nvidia.
All right, wait, hold on. Regulo's putting some science. Oh, jeez, man. What are these words?
I can't even pronounce that.
Cytochrome P450 inhibitory effects. Lime juice contains bergamotin of
bergamotin and furanocoriamin.
I'm a little worried to try and read this because I'm not entirely convinced that this isn't gonna. He's not gonna have
furanocoumarin.
I don't want to Google that either. Like that's gonna pop up something weird, and I'm gonna have to explain to HR.
He made that up. Don't believe it. That's not a real word. I'm Googling it.
All right.
Are you really? Are we dual?
Oh no! Oh wait, I'm sorry. Hold on.
A class of organic chemical compounds produced by a variety of plants.
All right. So, it still doesn't make any sense to me. What is this?
I'm gonna put this in Google Translate and see what happens.
It's gonna pop up with like down with the proletariat.
No, we're gonna hear.
Oh god.
Hold on, here goes. Shh.
Bless you.
Furanocoumarin. I was close. All right, I'm done.
Are you sure?
One more time.
There you go. Get it out of your system.
This or the lemons and the limes?
Didn't you say you were just going to pull them out of your butt?
Commercial? No? We can't do that.
All right, let's hop out of this citrus-based rabbit hole.
Fire them both and force them to eat the limes to get their jobs back.
Oh, no.
Don't give Alex any ideas.
He might be watching this.
Don't!
Crap.
What have you done? Basically, if you smoke too much pot, lemon juice will help counteract it, but because of the fact that the juice does not dicarboxymergicopaterdin, it doesn't counteract THC as much. Gee, Regulos, how do you know that? I wonder. HR's in the chat. You're fine, says Ghost.
It's just...
You just ousted her. How dare you?
Well, they might think A-Dubs is our HR person.
However, diazidol found in limeade, in addition to meals, increases iron absorption. Well, can't get enough iron.
I mean...
Right?
Sure.
Sure or chore?
Sure. Well, Kish of Death and back to G-Sync. No, there's the last kind of hardware thing I wanted to bring up. Did you read that article that that Tweaktown put out that was like, the Radeon 7 is going to launch with less than 5,000 stock?
Okay.
Which, I mean, obviously, if that was the case, that would suck.
I mean, what did Nvidia do, though?
Well, that's the thing, though, so it was a Tweaktown article, and it came out, I think, like 2 days ago, or something like that. There are so many holes in the claim, but I've seen it on a bunch of different publications, like Tom's and Tweaktown and WCCF, so I wanted to bring it up. Essentially, industry insiders, however you want to call them, unknown sources, came out and said, or told Tweaktown, we're only going to have about 5,000, or there's going to be a 5,000 unit run. That's all we're going to have shipping from AMD initially. Now, if that is the case, which it might be, there are a couple things that are misleading about that. One, 5,000 is a pretty standard production run for new hardware, especially new tech.
It is.
Two, this is the first card that AMD is actually putting out themselves. And when I say that, I mean they will have kind of how Nvidia has the Founders Edition or Reference Edition. AMD is going to have an AMD-provided card, and they're going to have add-in board partner cards.
And I just want to say that A-Dub's stating that the Radeon series is a huge disappointment, right? I mean, I thought about that at first, but then when I started to think about it, when you look at an RTX 2080 card with ray tracing at around $800, and then AMD's offering is $700 without ray tracing, and is a bit better based on their numbers for now. Let's just say those numbers are legit, and that's what reviewers are going to start seeing. That's actually pretty good. This is what people have wanted out of AMD for a while. Yeah. And they're starting to do it. We're starting to see AMD get back into where they used to be, and I couldn't be more happy for them. You know what I mean?
And Lisa Sue still loves us.
So it's still terrific.
You're right, A-Dubs.
AMD, everyone gives them a lot of crap for their graphics cards. And I think with a company like AMD, they're just very strategic in focusing on things other than gaming. Because AMD used to, remember everybody, AMD used to be primarily gaming. Intel used to be all business and enterprise solutions, and they flip-flopped, right? Intel started to prioritize gaming, and AMD stepped back, and then out came Opteron, and they dominated the market there. Anytime I got quote requests from companies that just needed tons of cores, and it didn't matter, like they were using an application that was not biased toward what processor technology it was using, it was always Opteron, hands down, you know? All the prices suck right now, though, A-dubs. All of them do. Inflated prices across the board with anything between graphics cards to, well, it was memory last year, but that's going to change, likely. Yeah, I know. Regulus said that AMD was pushing the processor market in the 90s, and they were always trailing now, and they're not innovating at all. I think that...
I mean, that was true in 2014. I think now they're starting to...
I think they're starting to get on track.
At least in the CPU market.
Yeah. I think they're starting to get on track. I would not brand AMD cards as a huge disappointment. I would say it's really no different than Nvidia putting a lot of effort and stock into ray tracing. There's no guarantee that ray tracing is going to go anywhere, but it's got potential, and AMD's latest graphics card is released has potential. So I'm honestly just trying to stay positive and keep an open mind about it.
Yeah. So I think it's going to do well. And the other thing that AMD came out and made a statement for the Radeon 7. Radeon! Like, we will have stock, and our add-in board partners have stock in February. So I don't, if you guys see that kind of article, you're pretty safe to disregard it at this point.
Safe to disregard.
I've seen it everywhere, but it seems to be pretty misleading overall.
Vega was really good too. A-Dub says a good point. Vega was good. It had a lot of useful use case scenarios, and I had individuals that I was working with both professionally and personally that they refused to accept an Nvidia card. It had to be Vega. So, according to Regulus, they have 0 differences in instruction sets from Intel. A slower than Intel processor with no improvements is not innovating. You're right. I wasn't necessarily saying they were innovating.
But their Infinity Fabric was an innovation.
Yeah, and they're doing better.
Threadripper came out with the highest core counts. So, I mean, they're making progress, not across the board, but in certain key areas.
They're doing better. And I could say as far as like their Epic servers go, they are amazing.
Yeah.
What they can do, the costs that they save, and how they compete with Intel, they're awesome. So again, I think AMD is starting to focus more on enterprise and business solutions, and I kind of almost feel like they use their gaming products to kind of test the market before they go enterprise.
And the other thing is AMD's, in comparison to Intel and Nvidia, so much smaller. I kind of wonder if they're casting a wide net, seeing what sticks, and then they'll cut in and focus on those areas that they did well on.
Right.
I could see that happening too.
Me too.
Me
Something
too.
else I did not see happening.
What?
Amazon getting into cloud gaming. We've all seen this before.
Yeah.
There was a service, many of you may not remember. There was a service called OnLive.
Oh, yeah.
OnLive. That did the same thing. The problem with OnLive was that you had people that didn't have great internet connections at the time. This was back in like 2008. So like a 30 megabit down internet package through like Time Warner Spectrum was super expensive, right? And it was ahead of its time. It launched too soon. They should have done something to hype up the service and then launched. OnLive didn't last. It was bought out by a third party to never be re-released, as far as I know. Right? Yeah, I should have brought my lightsaber, Joe. You're right. Should have brought my lightsaber. It's sitting on my desk at the moment. Not on my desk. It's sitting on my table in my office. I didn't bring it home yesterday because it was snowing. And I didn't want to bring it out in the snow because, you know, water and lightsabers don't mix. It's actually a replica of Darth Vader's sword that my wife got me for Christmas at like a ridiculous rate.
No, that's cool.
I couldn't pass on it.
And Regulus brings up a really good point with Amazon jumping into cloud gaming. AWS, the backbone of a large part of the internet is Amazon.
No, I know.
I wonder if they're just trying to like...
I didn't see them getting into the gaming market, though, is the thing.
I wonder if it's maybe them just trying to leverage their already existing infrastructure. They're like, we have all these servers, we have this backbone, we have all this set up.
Right.
How much does it take for us to do a cloud gaming service? And if they looked at it and it wasn't comparatively that much with what they already had, they might have just went, yeah, screw it. Or, you know, Bezos is getting a divorce. Maybe he's just losing his mind.
I saw a meme about that the other day. It was like Bezos is getting a divorce, and now he's dating his wife's good friend. It's like, wow, so I guess that's where Amazon's, hey, we noticed you're looking at this product. Here's something similar moniker, huh? That comes from Bezos.
Oh. That's horrible. I love it.
It is awful.
Regulos. Sony now owns OnLive. Oh, that makes sense.
They bought it, but did they do anything for it? So they used it for the PSP streaming thing they did.
So not really.
But it's Sony's backbone with just like the OnLive tech. Is that what it is? Like the intellectual property behind OnLive? Is that what it is?
It makes sense.
I'm just saying they didn't do anything with it. Like they should have. Oh! I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay. I work all night and I sleep all day. Thank you. Yes. Well, here it is. By popular demand. Didn't hear it in the video because it was too quiet, but it does make noises when you move it, right? Sorry. Oh, it's getting dark in here. Sean, how you doing? Good to see you. Oh, don't go away. No. We'll set it right here. Because otherwise I'm going to play with it all stream. The lightsaber, that is.
Nice save.
Context.
Hit him hard. If you want to see him hit me hard, watch this week's preview video.
No, I'm not going to break it. It's a collectible.
It's a collectible.
It's literally just, it's a collectible. You can't break it.
Screw you guys.
Yeah, screw you guys, right? You guys. It used to just, it just sat on a mantle. WWE Action? Wow. 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 I don't, is people elbow Sean, or is he going to, like, rock bottom me or something?
I'm going to come in a giant fur coat, just start going, woo!
Woo! Woo!
All right.
Choke slam through the table. Yes, I am his father. I am. You got it. Batista bomb him? No, I'd rather use Sacco.
Sacco?
You remember Sacco?
No.
No? Mankind? It was. Just
I remember Mankind.
Mankind. Yeah.
It
was called the Mandible Claw. Yeah, he'd pull a dirty sock that had been sitting halfway into his pants, put it on his hand, and it was just like a smiley face, and he'd put it in their mouth. And somehow that paralyzed like every wrestler that he.
Well, there was the fat, like, either he was like Maori or Polynesian or something, and his signature move was the stink face.
Is that why the duplicate beards?
Oh no, Joe's beard is better than mine.
Duplicate. I mean, this is like years of growth though, because I don't grow facial hair like full in one run. It's got to go for like years, and then it's like, okay, you've nurtured your face. This is your reward. That's where the Bears came from. Duh, Bears.
Duh, Bears.
Duh, Bears. You don't have to be jealous of the beard, A-dubs.
Yeah.
You can get yourself a beard if you really want one.
I mean, hopefully.
Kitties says that she wants me to shave off my beard and mail it to A-dubs. I don't know how.
I mean, that's one way to do it. I think Regulos' idea is better. Try eating Miracle Grow. Should help.
I'm thinking about maybe we consider like opening up our Discord for discussion, and I feel like that now's the time. I feel like that these statements are, the context just is, it's not justifiable in text anymore. I need to hear somebody, cut off your beard and mail it to them.
Well, I mean, would you guys be interested in an AVA Discord?
I mean, think about it.
I mean, like the people watching.
Hi, Dragon Knight. Awa. How's it going? Newcomer. Haven't seen you before. Thanks for coming.
Dragon Knight's a Dota hero. And Elder Scrolls Online and WoW, apparently, according to Kitties.
What's up?
What's up?
What'd you say?
Nothing.
Huh?
Huh?
I'm Smuggler wants a Discord.
Okay, yeah, like I want to post memes.
So post memes. What's that gonna? I mean, what do I care? Like, I don't mean that. I'm just saying.
Wow, jeez.
No, I mean that in a bad way. Just like if you want to post memes, post some memes.
Well, he's saying he wants to share his memes with us. It's a community thing, Joe.
I saw a meme today that was too...
Now, I'm sorry. Now, what if she doesn't care about the memes that you want to share now?
I don't care about the memes that she doesn't care about the memes that I don't care about.
Why are you hating on our viewers?
I'm just saying. So anyways, yeah. Oh my God, Regulus, I saw a meme today. No, it was a meme, and it was just like 3 dudes sitting on a bench that looked like they were watching a conference, and it's like learning a language to pursue career opportunities and become a better employer or a better employee. And then below that, it's like learning different languages to seek other cultures' memes, and it's the same people, and they're all like excited. Yeah! Like the world is being run by memes now.
It really is.
That's the motivation.
My dad knows memes now.
Your dad knows memes?
Yeah. He started sharing them with me occasionally. It's kind of hilarious.
My mom only knows about memes because I had to explain to her why a picture of Obi-Wan Kenobi from the Clone Wars was not Jesus. I'm like, Mom, that's a meme. No, it's Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. I mean, he's Jesus Christ to some people, I'm sure, but he's not the Jesus.
Wait.
Memes will give us world peace.
The Jesus?
The Jesus. That's right, man.
You don't mess with the Jesus.
You don't mess with the Jesus.
Wow. All right.
Yeah. A-Dubs loves refrigerators. Huh? I mean, without refrigerators, it'd be difficult to hold on to your investment as far as groceries go. But love? That's a strong word.
A broken refrigerator is the biggest spoiler of them all?
I don't want to click that. That's a YouTube video. I shouldn't do it. It's a meme. I'm going to do it. I don't have the sound on. I wish we could show this.
We will have to... Actually, this video could be one of the first ones we put in our Discord.
Yes, it could. It could be. So I was sent a video about a dude wearing jorts and walking down a hallway next to French door refrigerators, and he's got a Better Business Bureau sign on it, and we need a way for me to be able to like share what I'm doing.
Did you notice that the company in this video is called AVADirect? Are they our sister company?
No.
Oh.
No, they are not.
That'd be cool though.
It would be neat.
Get a computer and a dishwasher.
I did do it. I did it, Alien Icon. I did a thing. I did a thing! Yay! So we're done with the Radeon talks, right?
Yeah, I mean, we're mostly done with tech talk.
All right.
To be honest with you. For the most part,
I'm going to talk
CS
about...
was interesting.
I'm going to talk about some AVA news for a sec, because I know you're all just dying to hear about it.
What's going on?
And this actually is really cool. I love talking about our news, because this is the first time outside of the live stream that we've ever really been able to talk about, like, to people about what we do and what's going on in the company. So we're going to run through the latest bundle real quick by Nvidia, which it's no secret that the RTX 2060 is available, right? Mm-hmm. It has GTX 1070 Ti-like performance, but not at a GTX 1070 Ti price.
Huh?
So you can pick one up in your PC through AVADirect whenever you like. In select gaming systems, AMD or Intel, doesn't matter. We have no bias here. We like them both. What do you mean CS was disappointing, Regulos? I'll get back to that in a minute. News, AVADirect, exciting, promos! Raise the game. Get up to 3 games free when you buy an AMD Radeon RX Vega, RX 590, RX 580, or RX 570 graphics card.
Yeah.
Whoa! The games that are included are Resident Evil 2, Hype, Devil May Cry 5, Super Hype, and Tom Clancy's The Division 2.
Which is interesting.
Give me a stick.
Don't give me a stick.
Whoa! Get all 3 when you buy an RX Vega and RX 590 graphics card. Your choice of 2, however, only 2 when you buy an RX 580 or RX 570 because, well, joke's on you. You thought you could save money and get the same bundle. Ha 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 ha! Not possible. Next, we have a Where the Legends Begin bundle. For $200 worth of software, you will receive Final Fantasy 15 Windows Edition, Stable, Orbit, Dirt 4, Killing Floor 2, and Dreadnought in-game content.
It's when purchasing a qualifying i5 or i7, right?
I was getting to that, man. Come on.
You said it was
Core i5 or i7. That was the next line.
No. All right. What was that?
It's nothing. I'm good. We're fine here.
It was $200.
So that's it for our promotions. I hope you liked them. I hope it was good for you as it was for me.
Regulo, so you wanted to go back to the CES. He had a follow-up, and he said, you know, it was disappointing. There wasn't even a coked-out salesman stripping their clothes off and running around naked at an after-party this year.
I'm sorry, say that again? There was not, or there was?
And he said there was not, which, I mean, that does sound like an interesting thing. So if that was a standard in years past,
that
wasn't
actually
there this
happened.
Year? Oh, really?
Yeah. I've heard stories. I don't know about the whole naked thing, but I've heard stories of that. Which
just I want to say executives gacked out.
Gacked?
Yeah.
Like Nickelodeon gack?
That's slime.
No, they came out with a product called Gack.
I'm not Googling that because I don't know what it's going to come up with.
Well, maybe that's where they got the name for that, because maybe like after a while you do so much, you just start making noises that sounded like Gack. Or, Gack! No? Okay. I was just guessing.
If Smeagol was a drug addict.
Only after only after parties. Well, I went to one after party and it was nothing like that. It was actually a line of people waiting to get out on the balcony that only had an occupancy rating of 69. And we waited in line for like 25 minutes just to get out on the balcony. And it was only because we ran out of the balcony because we saw somebody that we knew and then realized after we ran off the balcony, like, oh man, we're not on the balcony anymore. We got to get back in line. And it was like 35 people. But no, I don't think CES is like that as far as I know. And if stuff like that is happening, it's probably in the privacy of hotels. That's what I'd say.
Yeah. And Shamsamin, is this a studio or a store?
This is a studio inside of our office.
Correct.
We do not have a physical like retail store. It's online retailer. So if you go to AVADirect.com, you can see all the products we offer. You'll click on some pages, you'll be greeted by some videos, some content. Like, hi, welcome to the AVADirect Gaming desktop page. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, good stuff.
Features your smiling face.
No, it doesn't. It's not me.
Well, on some of them it does.
Does it really?
You're on a bunch of the videos. I don't know if you're on any on the configurators.
Am I really? No, I'm not. Am I really? When did that happen? What?
No?
Did something happen when I was at CES?
I don't know. I always see your videos.
Yeah, Alien Icon has a really good point. She said it's because conferences like that are dying off.
Yeah, that's absolutely correct.
We were thinking about attending CES, and if we did, it would just be to like demo like our new products. We would have like no desire really to try and sell things to anybody, obviously. It would just be like, check out our stuff, check out what we can do, check out capabilities. But because of going to CES kind of with a consumer frame of mind and a business frame of mind, I would make sure like our booth was like, or like our suite was fun. It wasn't just like, check out our products, here's a free flash drive, have a nice day. No, like we would do something super cool, and I don't want to say it live on the air in case somebody tries to steal it.
Good save. Keep that in your back pocket.
Keep it in my back pocket.
Yeah,
there's only so much you can keep in your back pocket. You just keep stuffing stuff in it, and it all's got to come out.
Oh, my.
Oh, interesting.
So actually, since we have the lightsaber out, do you want to talk about the inspiration for why we brought the lightsaber out? Mm-hmm. EA killed off another Star Wars game. Like, what's going on, man? So for those of you that haven't seen, effectively, EA was developing an open world.
We did go to PAX, and we're going to PAX, by the way.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Do we go to both East and West?
We usually go to East and West. We do plan to go this year. We will be present at partner booths with our systems. And that's all I will say for now. We'll keep you posted. Anyways.
Stringing them along.
Let's talk about this. We're not going to display. We're going to go to... Well, I mean, we're not going to have like a dedicated booth space, but like we'll have our systems at display. But we're doing something different this year. Far different.
Ooh.
And you're going to have to wait and see.
You dirty tease.
I know. Let's talk about this dead Star Wars game. Because, you know, we haven't been beating this dead Star Wars horse for far too long. AVA is an American brand, Sham. Sorry, I just saw your questions.
Oh, yeah.
I mean to cut you off, Sean. AVADirect is an American brand. We're an American brand. We're an Oh, I'm done. Come to my keynote. When's your keynote, Regulos?
Yeah.
When and where and which PAX?
Yeah, that would be, you know, which of the specific conferences.
Yeah.
Well,
beating the dead Tauntaun. That's good, Ghost. That's good.
It's pretty good. But the
PAX East Day 2, like, what are you keynote speaking about? Because, I mean, there's a bunch of keynotes, right? Or is it just PAX? Like the Penny Arcade Expo. Like, I don't know. What do you do? What's it going? I don't know. I'm trying to find out. Because then if I do go, I will meet up with you. Maybe we will share a Subway sandwich that was $12. Game development philosophy. Okay, you got it.
that sounds pretty neat.
I'll be the guy wearing a Tyrannosaurus Rex suit. Dancing to Toto. And screaming about blessing rains in Africa.
Huh.
That's something you can't mistake for anybody else. I figured, like, oh, there's Joe. I hear Toto and there's a dinosaur. You'll make me come on stage. Dude, I'll do it. I will do it.
It's all right.
For those of you that don't know me, I have zero shame.
Yeah. No, that is.
You give me the opportunity
accurate.
to dance on stage while you talk about video game development philosophy to Toto. Like, I'll do it. I mean, it's like, give me the lemons and the limes. We're going to do that. Give me an avocado, some duct tape, and a snorkel. Why did the camera just miss Sean's face? Why did that happen? You looked so frightened. Like, I don't even know you anymore. At the start of this relationship, you were an entirely different person.
Now
I can't even think about.
Wait, Ruru, now it's time for the old man to go off on a tangent rant about music. Which one of us is he talking about? Huh?
Wow, you'd love to see me go into toxic shock on stage? That's rude. Why would you ever wish that on another human being? Which one is the old man?
What is toxic shock? Is that like... Why would you get toxic shock from dancing? Napoleon Dynamite didn't die, neither would you.
Now it's time for the old man to go off on a rant. Tangent rant about music. Yeah, who's the old man here? Me? You're going to eat lemon limes for an hour.
That would be... We were talking about like doing like an ASMR stream. That would be like almost a weird like... I don't know if we could put it on YouTube at that point. Just eating a lemon for an hour. Like that would have to go on another type of site.
I promise they'll be fresh. Like just reassuring you. You're going to send these lemons and limes. I promise they'll be... It's not going to be my reason.
We're shipping second day air.
Yeah, it's not my fault you're going to go into toxic shock because I'm going to do everything on my end to make sure that they're fresh and you're good. I'm getting you both one each of your own. Just send them from Amazon Pantry. They'll come refrigerated.
Wait, Amazon Pantry does refrigerated stuff? That's slick.
Hi, Sean. It's 2019. How are you? We need a camera, like, right behind each other's heads to catch, like, facial expressions. I'm talking to our soundboard guy, who also does cameras, Chris. We need a camera, like, so we can catch facial expressions, like, not seduction tactics by Sean Cassley.
If anybody was seduced by that, get professional help.
So, like, the 3 or 4 of your boyfriends, then?
Yeah, all of them. Yeah, I call the 5 of them the glove.
We call it the glove here in the state of Ohio. It's the rubber glove. You have the woven glove, and you have the wicker basket glove, which I like to call Nicholas. That was perfect timing.
That was perfect timing. But yeah, so EA is killing off Star Wars again, and that's...
Why am I so
gonna
red?
Be disappointed.
Am I red?
Are you? I mean, I'm really pale. May not look right. Oof.
You don't need to chill lemons and limes all the time. I am really red.
Oh, there's a red studio light on you.
And you have purple.
That may be a contributing factor.
So that explains
What are you trying to say?
nothing. Nothing at all.
You sure?
Yep.
Yeah.
On that note, it's 3:31.
Oh!
We got to go. I have things to do. You have things to do. Whether it's, feed your dog, pet your cat, go back to work. I don't know. I got to go back to work, though. I got things to do, people to see, places to meet.
Alrighty, guys. Well, this has been AVADirect's live stream. I'm Sean. And who are you?
And I'm apparently having a stroke.
How's your face look? Do you smell toast?
Oh
no. Well, we're going to get him some help, and we'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Bye.
Thanks.